about what I'm about to talk about. Most of you know, if they're probably aware that I'm a registered Republican here in Nye County in Nevada, but I'm not a happy camper with the losses that we took at the polls this last time. Not losses. This is like Slippery Rock football team, Slippery Rock University college game, because college football is starting up this Saturday. So many of you sports fans can relate to this. So I'm just going to use it as a football example. This is like Slippery Rock University playing the Clemson Tigers, which won the national championship this last season and is the preseason favorite to repeat. This would be like them getting together and Clemson not just beating Slippery Rock, but destroying Slippery Rock. In fact, when they leave the field, all of the Slippery Rock players and cheerleaders and coaches, staff are buried 6 feet under the ground. That's what happened to the Republicans under the leadership, I'm going to say this right now, of Nevada Party Chairman Michael McDonald. And I was at the Nye County Republican Central Committee meeting, and it appeared to me by the statements made by the chairman that they wanted a unified vote of all of the Nevada Central Committee members of our Nye County Republican Central Committee to vote in lockstep issues up there at Winnemucca, where the meeting is going to take place, the fall meeting next month. So I had to get up. I got up and spoke out. I said, wait a minute. I says, I don't think it's right for the people here to be told that are Central Committee members how to vote. Every single member, and I say this to all of you listeners out there, vote your own conscience on issues. Don't get caught up in this this tribe mentality, this crowd mentality that you all go marching to the same drummer. Make up your own mind. Do your own research. Well, I come home, and in my mail is what's called an anagram, and this is it's from a lady over in Mesquite, Nevada, and I'm going to read it to you here. It says, at the risk of being accused of stealing from Ronald Reagan, let me ask you one question. Are we Nevada Republicans better off now than we were 4 years ago? Well, I had to ask myself that question after we got destroyed at the poll. And then it goes on to say, dear Nevada Republican Central Committee member, because I happen to be one of the Central Committee members, Nevada State Central Committee members for the Republican Party. It goes on here. The senior U.S. Senate seat, 3 out of 4 congressional seats, the governor's office, the lieutenant governor's office, the attorney general's office, the secretary of state's office, the state treasurer's office, the state controller's office, the majority control of the state senate, and the majority control of the state assembly. Today, 4 years later, we have 1 Republican congressional seat that was voted in, and 1 Secretary of State seat that was voted in. The rest of them we lost to the Democrat in that election. That's called Slippery Rock versus Alabama. Embarrassing doesn't even begin to describe it, and I don't know why people at the Nye County Central Committee meeting aren't more concerned about this like I am, other than, again, the crowd mentality. Then I heard about another incident that took place. I had to leave. You know, my wife's been going through some issues with the accident she was in. I took her home early, but I found out that at the same meeting, the bylaws of the Nye County Republican Central Committee were amended to exclude elected officers, people that be like the governor or a congressman or an assemblyman or a commissioner, from being on this Nevada's Republican Central Committee. I says, what? I found this out after the fact, because I would have most certainly stood up and opposed it. I don't believe anybody that is a Republican Party member of the Central Committee should be excluded from any office that's held by the party. The party does not control what a person does with their life, what choices they make. And it's attempting to do this right here. Now, Leo Blondo, Nye County Commissioner, member of the 4th District, a lot of people are upset with him, including myself. And you know, those that listen to the show, I pretty bloodied him up pretty good about him running for Congress. And I firmly do not support his decision for running for Congressional District 4. But setting that aside, he is a commissioner, and I agree with him on many other things. In fact, most everything he's done since being commissioner, I've agreed with. He's done a stand-up job as commissioner. It's just that we have a lot of work to do, and I don't believe that he could be running for congressman when he hasn't finished the job. And in fact, at the Republican Central Committee, Tom Sieta, who happens to be partners and owns the Dodge dealership here, he respectively told Leo that during the meeting, that he was appalled that Leo was running for Congress. But that's people agreeing to disagree. That's what that is. What I'm talking about is the party hijacking a person's rights. You know, we fought hard for our rights in this country. So what they did, and I don't know if it was a conspiracy, I don't know what happened was Leo, who happened to also be a member of the Nevada's Republican Central Committee, got stripped of his seat through this amended bylaws for a meeting coming up next month. In other words, Leo wouldn't be able to go up and vote on, well, state party chairman and other issues that was going to be handled. Now, I can't make it up there. I have my wife's health issues, and I've got some stuff I'm dealing with too that I don't want to talk about here on the radio. But I can't drive up to Winnemucca next month. So I'm going to give my proxy vote to Leo Blondo. He can go up and vote for that, because I told him, we had a discussion today, and I said, you know, this is what I prefer you vote, this is the person I prefer you vote for Central Committee. I mean, excuse me, for the Nevada Party Chairman. Nothing personal against Michael McDonald. Nice guy. Met him a few times. Just didn't get the job done, in my opinion. You know, when you fail, just no difference if we have a commissioner. I don't have anything personally against, and I hope these people, or any of you out there, don't hold anything against me for my opinions and what actions I take in defending my, you know, how I believe best to defend my Constitution, my private property rights here. As you know, I speak out on my domestic wealth stuff. You may oppose everything I have to say about that, but I have a right to fight the good fight for what I believe in, and I don't believe that I should be supporting people just because, well, you know, you got to play along. No, I'm not a play along. I'm a guy that sits down and analyzes the material, does my own research, and I vote the way I think. A lot of times it's right in lockstep because I'm in agreement with what the party stands for and what its principles are. I believe in the party's platform as an example. I think it's a valid platform. There's a few things I'd add to it, but overall I vote, you know, that's why I registered to be a Republican. But at the time the Republican Party starts discriminate against other members or try to deprive them of what I believe their rights in America, then that's the time I start reassessing where I stand in that regards. Now I'm not jumping up and abandoning the Republican Party, but I am going to march to my own drum, and that's going to be it. So anyway, I'm throwing my hat in the ring for Annie. She has my support for Nevada chairman, lady from Mesquite. And that's it. You can disagree with me all you want, but remember, when you disagree with me, I read you all of the elections that we lost. I mean, come on. I mean, it wouldn't take much to improve on that, would it? Let's go on here.